We're so excited to have you all with us today for another weekly Ambassador webinar. My name is Kevin Weber. So excited to have you all with us today, and happy Friday on behalf of the KW Technology Training Team. Here's what's on our agenda. We're going to talk about some really neat labs that I found in GoToWebinar, and in fact, we're going to try some of these out. I want you all to tell me what you think about the experience. This is going to be something we're going to try live, so please bear with us on that. We're going to talk about phishing, some things to know about phishing, how it happens. We just recently are dealing with a phishing issue. Most recently with our support team, and we want to talk about help our support team by making sure our agents understand what to do, what not to do, and how to avoid phishing. Next is going to be our online pet peeves. This is going to be something I'm going to need your help with for today's presentation. I beg your pardon, for a presentation that I'm doing at Family Reunion. This is your online presence, some things that you should and maybe you should not do online that it typically bothers people, and we want to be sure that we have the best online presence, and we're doing the things that are most appropriate. We understand all the terminology. We're not just using acronyms and throwing out hashtags and so forth without having a full understanding what that is all about. So we're going to talk about some of those things, and that part's going to be very interactive. And then, of course, as always, we like to talk about our upcoming events, and in fact, we have some great upcoming events on our next Monday series. We're going to help you all understand what that's all about. So hopefully you all are ready to go, because I am. The first thing I want to walk you all through is GoToWebinar Labs. How many of you are currently using GoToWebinar in your training, in your business? Are any of you using GoToWebinar as agents? Please let me know if any of you are currently GoToWebinar users. You can let me know through the chat module. We found some really great interactive labs, and those can be found, and I've highlighted where you can find it. But if you're in a Go-To menu, you'd have to be an administrator naturally. Then you would click on File and then drop down to Labs, and then you can choose video sharing, profile pictures, allowing the sharing a rectangle. That means just highlighting a particular area in a presentation, and then showing the control panel to attendees during screen sharing. And Nan, you're always on our calls. I got your response of never thought of doing that. Would you tell me what you never thought of doing? Have you not thought of doing it for training or as an agent, or both? I'm getting a couple yeses, a couple of nos, and Mahogany does plan on doing it for her tech committee. Now let's really quickly, let's talk about some reasons why you might want to use GoToWebinar even before we start looking at the labs. I would say one of the reasons that I like using GoToWebinar in training is because it gets the point across. You can be interactive. They can ask questions and so forth. And this is actually, these new features I'm telling you about are going to make it more interactive. As an agent, what a great way to do a listing presentation or even a buyer's presentation if you can't quickly get to the person's home. Again, some of these features will really help it make it a personal experience. GoToWebinar is not a free service. You can get it for 30 days for free to try it out. But again, if your office is interested in promoting their training and increasing attendance in training, and the agents can't always get to the location, especially with wintertime coming up, I've seen the weather affect many of you. You could still continue those trainings. You could continue your training tracker to your trainings to increase by doing online trainings. And then, the end result is always the most important thing. We always have different ways of delivering training. It's always that end result. So maybe you could get a better end result than just not doing anything or hoping they're going to walk in the door in your training classes. All right. So those are the three we're going to talk about. As soon as you go into the labs, you're going to have to accept the terms. Don't let this freak you out. It's just letting them know that you are going to try the labs out and provide any feedback if you have any. It's basically what you're doing. So this is a new one. This is really great, and I've been waiting for this. This is a video sharing, and this is the ability to share a video right there on your desktop. So we're going to try video sharing right now. So I'm going into video sharing. I'm going to agree to the terms. And now I can share a video from the control panel. Now before I do that, let me do one thing real quick. And I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because now I can include GoToWebinar in my screen sharing. Okay, so now you all see my GoToWebinar control panel. This is where I start to feel like a DJ because I'm working all of these different panels. Okay, so we're going to do the video sharing, and so you see I'm going to expand the webcam and video. I'm going to click on share a video, and then I'm going to find the video, and I believe I just stuck one in the desktop. So let's say that you may have missed that weekly ambassador webinar, and it's going to play now.
Hi everybody, good afternoon. Thank you for being here for this Friday's weekly ambassador webinar. This is Brenda Harrelson. This week we've
and then you all can see the GoToWebinar plan on your screen.
And let me get my highlighter out. So these are all live right now, and if you've tried any of these out, had any experience.
All right, stop the sharing, go back to my screenshot, and then I'm going to disengage the lab to include the webinar during sharing. And I'm getting some comments about the blurry video. Thank you all for that. I will put that as feedback. Absolutely appreciate that that feedback. It isn't great video, but it's definitely a start. You also, let me back that up, you also have the ability to add your photo in GoTo. So instead of it just showing a blank menu, it would actually show your picture. It's going to be tiny, but that's okay, and we need to incorporate that in our next videos. All right, next one is allow the sharing of a rectangle. I like this one. So let's say that we're looking at this particular spreadsheet, and I wanted to highlight the bottom portion of the spreadsheet. I would use that sharing rectangle, and I would be able to scroll down, and this is the only thing that the audience would see, was the sharing rectangle itself. So that's a great way to highlight a particular portion of a presentation. All right, and then the last one is one that we don't have on the slide because we're going to show that one live, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can do the rest of the webinar like this. And that is sharing my webcam. Okay, there you are. Hey everybody, can you all see me? All right. So you'll notice that I have the presentation right here, and the reason I'm looking to my left, actually your right, but my left, is because I'm seeing the presentation on this screen as well. So I have a pretty good a control panel happening over here. I've got my presentation in front of me. I'm looking at myself in the webcam. I am seeing the presentation slides and everything here on the right-hand side, so I have total control of all the information. All right, so let's talk about phishing. All right, we're going to dive into phishing and what phishing is. Our support team has been notified of a phishing email hitting our agents' email boxes or at kw.com. The phishing email is coming from security at kw.com, and it typically comes with a final the subject final notice. Someone was asking if you can make the picture bigger. You can make the slideshow bigger and me smaller by pulling on the window and driving that window from right to left or left to right. Left to right will give you more Kevin, left to right will give you less Kevin. So however you want to see that. What the phishing note message says is it says, "Dear user, we're performing maintenance on our site. Your KW account has X amount." It usually says like 5 pending mails due to our due to our recent changes in our database. reset your KW account on the below link, and then it gives you a reset option. Now, the thing that I think makes this seem official is it because it says it comes from an @kw.com email address. Clicking on the reset link will take you to a page that asks you for your email address and your password. And then once you give that to them, now they have full access to your email. So if you feel like you did that, one of the first things you do is change your email username and password and let our support team know about that. That's if you actually clicked on the link and you feel like you went through the process. All right, what is phishing? Well, according to Wikipedia, phishing is an attempt to acquire sensitive information such as usernames, passwords, credit card details, and it does it always mostly for malicious reasons. Nobody's going to do it so that they can put you into some sort of drawing later, of course. It's asking you to put in personal information. They're what we also known as social engineering. Social engineering is induced to, it's designed to induce panic. All right, so they are attempted to make you quickly think, quickly react, and quickly click. And that's what you want to be careful about. They make you run away from fear. Remember, there's two ways of making a decision: running towards pleasure, running away from fear. These absolutely make you run away from fear, make a decision to click on it. So don't take the bait. Stop and think for a minute. Nobody is going to immediately ask you for your username and password through an email. That just simply doesn't happen. All right. Now, you often hear people say, my email was hacked. And just assume it is, they assume that their email was hacked by some mistake or just some chance. Randomly, they were hacked. And the reality is most times when a user's account is hacked, then it's because the user didn't take the appropriate measures. They did something wrong. And there's a few ways an email can be what we call hacked. And I like using the quotes hacked because it's not like somebody walks in and hack unless they get into your computer physically. That's how they're hacking into it. So let's look at some ways that we can avoid this. All right, one of the ways we can avoid this is, let's say that you're a local coffee shop. You're open up your laptop to connect to their Wi-Fi. And it's free. You see the free Wi-Fi zone. Actually, you drive around looking for it so you can get in. What we're going to call the bad guy. He sets up a computer also, and he makes it act as a router. It tricks your computer thinking that the computer that is the bad guys is the router. So it starts trading information with it. Once it starts trading information, then that person has unlimited access to the information that you have, and that's what you have to be very careful about. So every time you make a connection, then it starts authenticating with that other server. What's the workaround? Well, workaround is actually don't use free Wi-Fi. That's probably the safest way of dealing with that. I know that's kind of hard, especially in the business that we're in, but your smartphone always has a hotspot. Get more data, pay for more data. It's better than paying the price that you would if you get hacked, all right? Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments regarding that. All right, another way that your email can be compromised is what we call a virus or malware being installed on your computer. Again, unless somebody walks up and sticks a thumb drive in your computer, it's not like another computer's sitting too close to a computer and it sneezes on it and it gets the virus that way. It's airborne. We know that it's something that we have done, something that we have installed. So that's one of the most common ways an email account is compromised, is hacked. We've seen what these viruses can do. It's really bad. It's really scary. And if you just start downloading files you're not familiar with, you could easily get a virus. Don't be on websites that could be considered dangerous. And an easy way of doing that is just do a simple Google search. When you find and look for those websites, if it says something like this site may harm your computer, if you get a note that says this site may harm your computer, get off, go away from it. Also, the easiest way is just make sure your antivirus software is up to date. All right, phishing scams, as we mentioned, they're crude social engineering tools. I did say that they are designed to induce panic in the reader. And so when you recognize a phishing message, so one of the keys is it really trying to get you to do something right away. When you recognize that, delete it immediately. Then immediately delete it from your deleted items folder from accidentally getting to it again. All right, and then always read your email if you can as plain text. If you use Google, you can read it as plain text. If you use Outlook, you can read it as plain text, because phishing messages often contain clickable images that look legitimate. If you look at the URLs, if you look at it in plain text, you'll see the URL, not the actual image, and it'll give you a better understanding of where it's coming from. So to make a long story short, don't click on links that you're not familiar with. Don't open emails from people you don't know. Don't give your credit card online to sites that are not safe. It's just simple and a lot of common sense. And sometimes we just get very comfortable with the electronic world, and we give them what we need. Adam has responded to Michelle, where she says, someone did fall for the phishing but has changed their username and password. Who do they call? Who do they alert? They contact support@kw.com. All right, let's talk about some online pet peeves. Hey, what do you all think of this? Is this kind of weird, having me on the screen, or does it work? Is it keep us? Does it keep us interactive, or is it wanting us to run away? Please let me know. Okay, let's talk about pet peeves. I got some weirds. I like that. That's good. I like the honesty. Appreciate it. Okay, pet peeves. What is bothering you? What are your online pet peeves? I love this this quote, and I'm going to use this for the presentation. It is, I don't have pet peeves. I have whole kennels of irritation. That's completely awesome. Tell me, what are your pet peeves? What are your pet peeves? Are you guys, what is it that that bothers you online? I'm going to tell you mine. Mine is looking at photographs and seeing people take pictures. Well, it's not even the pictures, it's more the video. When a video is filmed horizontal rather than vertical rather than horizontal. And it's really videos. Pictures are okay, but that one drives me crazy. Vertical video syndrome is what Laura calls it. I love that. Thank you, Laura. I'm totally stealing that. Vertical video syndrome. Awesome. Okay, John. John is really he is venting. Agents who come to training and don't know the passwords. I got that, John. Not quite what I'm after, but everybody's gonna agree with you on that one. But let's say, what are some of the things that people do online that really bother you? Maybe I should explain that a little bit better. What are some of the things that that we do or that you see online that bother you? Too many Facebook postings of listings. Thank you, Michelle. Not coming from contribution in Facebook, I think, would be one of those. Post stuff that's political. Agent search feature on the main page is horrible. So the pictures, your picture, using social media only for sales. Love it. Gail's posting pictures of toilets. Oh, I bet you there's a site dedicated to that, don't you, Gail? Oh, I like that. Facebook videos being used by someone else to sell entirely different things. That's right. Seriously outdated content. Okay, Laura's got something for me to watch later on YouTube. I appreciate that. I wish I knew about it earlier. I could share it through video. Not check. Oh gosh, Brenda. Not checking spelling, grammar, or anything electronic. Email, website, social media. Yeah, I think she's talking. I think that was actually not supposed to go to the entire audience. I think that was supposed to go directly to me, but that's okay, Brenda. We know what you're thinking. I know. I do know. That was for everybody. Oh, look at Larry's guilty too. I'm guilty of it also, Larry. Love it. That's why we need people like that. All right, pet peeve on your personal Facebook page. Don't fill your timeline with just sold listings. Save that for your business page. Blowing up your personal timeline with just solds and listed instead of your business. I agree with that. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, those are all good ones. I want you all to keep those coming, please. I would, because I'm going to use a lot of this. I will be sure that I let everybody know that you all help me with this. I can't wait to get more and more. So keep those coming while I tell you about the upcoming events. Here is one of the things that we have happening right now is a town hall meeting, the KW Town Hall meeting. Your leadership should have received an email about the KW Town Hall meeting. This is a really great link that will get you into the next KW Town Hall meeting with Chris and David. I'm sorry, with Chris and John, and you can see the you can see it with your office. You can bring in potential recruits. It's a great way to promote the value proposition of Keller Williams without having to say anything. Just let them watch. It's an Ask Me Anything type series, and some of the top agents in Austin and at Keller Williams will be there asking questions. Mahogany says she loves the live feed, and we're going to have more of that happening. Isn't that great? All right, what else is happening? We have the community calendar. Of course, we still have our KW video live training. Don't forget, please let your agents know. I am surprised every time I go out and train how many people do not know that they get 6 free videos from KW Video. One of those is a Happy Thanksgiving video. Please let them make sure that they are attending the KW Video live training so they know how to do that, when to do that. Of course, we just are finishing today's ambassador call. And then next week, we're starting our Think Big and Aim High, your 2016 business plan. And this is an opportunity for you to renew your business. And we're going to start it with a series of webinars that are going to help you get started. So next week's is going to be the 2016 business plan out of MREA. And we're going to be telling you about some of the lessons that were taken out of MREA regarding getting your business plan in order, and then where you can go to find the reports to start on your current numbers and then work towards your future numbers. It's really great, session. Of course, we will be providing some recorded versions of that, but first things first, let's get to the presentations. All right, and then as always, you can get to our community calendar directly from our ambassador page from the ambassador community. All right, and as we all know, it's Friday the 13th, but you know, I don't see it as a bad luck day. It's all in what we believe. But some people really do take this superstition very seriously. It's so well known that scientists have come up with a name. It's triskaidekaphobia, and unfortunately, no one has actually been able to track the exact origin of Friday the 13th's negative connotation. So one of the earliest references of the superstition came in the 19th century when Captain William Fowler, a Civil War veteran, founded a club devoted to disproving superstitions or proving superstitions false. The first meeting of the 13th club got underway on Friday, January 13th, 1882 at 7:13 p.m., the lucky number 13 p.m. And at the meetings, the gang would walk under ladders, they'd spill salt, they'd break mirrors, and so forth. So the actions would show no negative results. And that is Friday the 13th. Sorry, the screen hasn't changed on us. It's supposed to show our Friday the 13th. Thank you for being here, Paige. If y'all have any questions, as always, you can reach us at ambassadors@kw.com. Some people are seeing it, some people aren't. I'm not seeing it. That's weird. All right, very good. Hey, if you guys have any other questions, send them through the GoToWebinar questions manual on questions module right here on the GoToWebinar page. We're so happy to have you all today. I am going to stop my webcam because it's freaking me out looking at myself all this time. All right, there we go. Hey, thanks again. I'm going to leave the presentation open. I would love to get your pet peeves. Again, we want to know what you all think about the what you all think about the new format or just this format. I can't promise you we're going to do it every Friday, but it could be a way of us presenting webinars and a great way of you presenting webinars and presentations, because your students still need to be taught regardless of the environment, right? And see if it works for you. Hey, thanks again. Hope you all are making it a great day. I'm going to wait for some more of the pet peeves to come in, and we're just going to mute the line. Thanks for being here.